back to the Burndown YouTube channel. We're moving the old Twinnebago over so I don't have to roll around the dirt. We got a little bit of work to do because we have to go take some pictures for a sponsor. So one of the things we have to do before we can go do said picture is I'd like to put plugs in and make sure she's running good. So we'll do that. And then we can go stretch her legs on the freeway or wherever just to make sure that the tune is on point, it's doing what it should be doing. And then I wanted to put some little rubber stripping around this thing. When I take this off, I'll show you guys. But there's a little rubber piece that goes on the little metal. And from taking it off and on and working on the radio and working on stuff, it fell down in there and it cooked on the header. So I was like smoking. I was like, oh no. And that thing has been giving me an issue, like it doesn't stay on. So I'm going to Gorilla Snot some of that stuff on there. And then we have line lock to install. So I had line lock on here, and then I was having issues with the brakes that one evening. And I was like, oh, it's got to be this line lock. So I just cut the wires to the thing because I didn't know, you know. Well, it wasn't line lock. It was a power steering overheating issue. So we were going to wire line lock up, and now I've got this handy little extra 12-volt fuse panel. So that'll make life easy. And then we'll have to pick one of these on here because line lock doesn't take a lot. So these are used. And then we'll see, maybe we could do like one of those. But I'll have to see what I have for switches. I don't want to add any more switches to this dash. At a certain point, I'd like to just take this whole thing out and do like a nice custom, like decent looking piece instead of just continuing to add crap to crap. But I don't know. We'll have to see what we can do for like a digital dash. I don't really want to spend the money on the nice Holley stuff. I would love the big giant Holley screen, would be rad in this thing. But I just can't warrant spending that kind of dough on a Holley screen. So I don't know. We'll see how we go. Everything that we have works for now. Maybe we'll figure something out in the future. Anyway, let's get rolling. Let's take the cover off. And then we'll find the line lock lines. We'll wire that up. And then we got to test it. So maybe we can move the car over or whatever, the Malibu, and we can go do some burnouts in the dirt here real quick, make sure it'll spin. So we'll get some testing in as well. So let's get rolling. Immediately I went to pull the cover and oh, that's right, this guy is stuck to it. So this actually was hanging down and it laid on the manifold. So I cut the end off. It was all roached, but I mean it was going pretty good. So this thing smelled like burning plastic for a little while. Driving around was terrible. But I think what we'll do is I got some Gorilla Glue, but I don't know why this is all sticky and sticks to this guy. So, but we'll address that. I'll put some Gorilla Snot on this thing and we'll see if that'll glue down and stay in place. And then we'll pull the wires for the line lock, which is down there. And then we'll get that wired. I got to bring it up and around through the floor over to my panel over there. So let me get rolling and then we'll let this thing, I'll do that first. That way it can cool down so I'm not burning my fingers trying to swap plugs out. And then one day we'll address this. So I have dual exhausts that come down and go down there. So I'd like to just take the two over there, put it into one, whoop, and then do like a nice, just a big 4-inch run or something. Just a single that goes all the way back. But that's another day. Let's get rolling. So I got some Gorilla Snot and I got this little pen guy. So I'm hoping what I can do is just open this thing and then just run it down on the inside of this. Like spread this apart, you know. And then just put some Gorilla Booger in there and then just push it around the edge. I've already measured it and cut it. So this is a new one. We're gonna go with this instead of the old one. So this one's all roached out and heated up, and I think we'll just do the little guy on there and glue it down. Hopefully that's good. I think it's just to kind of protect it, like when you're working on stuff, so there's not just a blatant edge. This one was better, but I feel like it's more cumbersome and it just kind of slides off and on. So we're gonna swap it out. We'll just put the little stuff. And then I have some extra left over because we're going to use this on the edge of that pan that I made for the boom as well. So let's do that. Let's glue the Gorilla Snot down and I'll show you what it looks like. I will say this about wiring. I know a lot of you guys don't like wiring as voodoo, or you hate it, or you don't want to learn it because you think you don't really need to know it. But the reality is, if you want to work in cars, especially today's stuff or later model things, just get familiar with it. You're going to have to learn basic stuff, you know, go to like a wiring supply place and find like good crimps and, you know, heat shrink and all those things, and get yourself a nice pair of crimpers. The problem isn't that wiring is hard, it's that you don't have the right tools. So when my buddy Joe came over and helped me with the Malibu, he brought all kinds of stuff and showed me like his weather pack tool and all the different crimpers he has, and that just makes a world of difference. And then you can have, you know, nice connections like this that you click together. And granted, they make nicer stuff than this. These aren't even the cat's meow. Like the DT stuff is really where it's at, but this is a decent budget friendly connector. And then even if you're hardwiring stuff, you know, you don't want to get the solder and all the BS, just hard crimp it and use these, not the plastic crappy ones, unless you're putting those in your fuel tank, because those ones seem to be the ones that go in the fuel tank. But yeah, so you just put your, you know, crimps on here, and then like this one I'm going to extend, so this will be the harness coming off the vehicle, and then we're just going to put this little guy on the line lock, and the line lock doesn't care which side's which. So we'll crimp this on the one side, we'll put a ring terminal, and we'll get that grounded, and then we will run this, and I will show you guys when we get it actually wired in. But yeah, do yourself a favor, just get familiar with it. Get a good tester, one where you can ohm stuff out and it'll beep, and you'll get familiar with it as you go, and then you'll be like, oh, and then as soon as it clicks, you'll be like, I need this, this, and this, and I can do all kinds of cool stuff. But just like anything else, you're gonna hate all the wiring that you did previously, kind of like I hate this thing. But if I was to redo it, it would just take me so long that I just keep closing my eyes and adding wires. So let's keep rolling. There's my hot lead. I grounded it to the chassis over here, and the hot lead comes up and inside through the cluster F. And then I utilized this switch. I might have to mark it or something somehow, but I want to show you something cool with this little cheapo panel here. If I turn the switch on, it's obviously asking for a load, but the light comes on because this would tell you if the fuse is blown. So see, how cool is that guy, huh? So I got my little 10 amp fuse, plug her in, and so I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it seems to be working. So the next step, we'll pull it over there, put it in the dirt, and what that should do is that'll lock the front brakes, and that allows the rears to spin. So that would facilitate a burnout, but also on a practical application, because I'm like, this is kind of, you know, kind of goofy, we'll just have it in here, but I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I realized I don't have a parking brake on this, so I do have like the chocks, you know, the rubber chocks or whatever I usually take with me just in case we go somewhere. If I was on the hill, I figured I could stop, and so we could put chocks on it to make it safe when we put it in park. Well, if I was by myself or whatever, and I was in some situation where I'm kind of like, I don't like the angle of this, I could, in theory, push the brake, flip that on, because if you notice, it works right now. The key's not on or in or nothing like that. As long as I got battery, I should be able to push the brake, pump it up, and hit the little doohickey, and then I would feel better about getting out, you know, even with it in park, and then I'd feel better about getting out and putting wheel chocks on it, and then I'd come back and hopefully remember to turn it off. I should probably put a light on it, but yeah, let's button this up and move some stuff around and go put this thing in the dirt and see if it'll get the back wheels to kind of spin. It's a one-legger, so it'll just be that rear one, but that'll let us know that stuff's working, that the brakes are holding, and then the rear ones are able to spin. We got everything buttoned back up. Ta-da! Looks like a motorhome again. And the moment of truth. So what we'll do is I pulled it over, so we're in the dirt. I got like this pea gravel stuff here, and I really don't want to dig this box up. But what we will do is we will back up off this thing a bit, so I'll come back to pass this box, because this is the tire that is going to move if it does. So we'll get back to like over here, and then we'll test the line lock, see if it'll hold the rig, and then if it'll stop and it actually functions, we can see if we can dig up a little gravel over there and see how this thing does. So without further ado, let's get her in launch position. Oh, watch fingers, coming in hot. Gotta turn my radio down so I don't get popped. Maybe one day. I should just duct tape that, huh? So let's back up. Let's go back a couple feet. Oh. Gonna get popped on YouTube for copyright. Alright, let's see if that's far enough. Alright. And that way we're not on the bricks, so I know it's not just leaning on that thing. Okay, let's set you guys up on the dash. Okay, so we're running. So I'm gonna push. Okay, so we're in gear, we're not moving. So no foot on the brake, no moving. Oh. Line lock is off, we are in park. Yeah, I was definitely pushing it, man. So, that's not a good sign. And then it wasn't, the tires weren't skidding, it doesn't look like. Try it again, we'll try to push them a few times. Maybe engage the line lock and then push it down. But that was not successful, huh? It seemed like it was holding it, but... So if I push... engage it, push the brake down. It wants to fight me, it wants to push it back up. That brake is definitely locked up now. Let's see if it'll let go. Yeah, let go. So, it's starting to make some noise. Yeah, she's just pushing water out. But, okay, let's open the thing up. We're far enough back. We'll give her some beans a little bit. So I think if I push it, seems to work good. Yeah, if you push it down, I mean this thing, it's in gear, it's not going nowhere. Alright, let's give her some beans. Transmission's good, heat's good. Oh. Alright. See if that moves some dirt. No. Huh. I don't know, boys. I think what we'll have to do is definitely make sure the tires are aired up. And then we're gonna have to take all the weight out of it. We'll take the propane and generator and all that fun stuff out. So, let me try one more. But, yeah, the line lock's definitely working, but she's a hard beast. The thing just, it's wanting to go. Yeah, we may have to, yeah, we're gonna have to give it a lot of beans, dude. Probably gonna have to get the thing to kind of rock to light off, so. Well, that was kind of unsuccessful. Hopefully, tomorrow goes better, but you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, share. Till next time, I'm out.